Okay, Alaska road trippers go beyond Bourbon Street. We go to New Orleans, Louisiana, and we also go out to a historical plantation and we try to tour around. December 2025. We also have some weather events. Here in Ritz Carlton, they have a railroad car that they made out of gingerbread. So this is all food products. They had a sign there that showed how many pounds of ingredients they used to make this car. Pretty amazing piece of art. They also had a lot of decorations in the lobby. We had never been to a Ritz Carlton before, so that was eye-opening to see some of this. Here's a few of the storefronts that we saw in and around Louisiana. Then we went out and we went to Whitney Plantation. We headed out. It was a bit of a drive on a tour bus. This here is the bridge over the Mississippi. So that was a neat piece of infrastructure to see. Good sized bridge. It was also interesting to see how the power lines were run down there for their interties. They run right near the Mississippi. There was some industry, so it looks like they were preparing some product. They either came in or was going out on the river. We also, like I said, saw these power lines. We have rivers similar to the Mississippi in Alaska. The Yukon and Tanana are awfully wide bodies of water, but the Mississippi runs a lot of commerce. So then we saw some power lines that they run through the water area, and that was pretty unique for us as well to see how they managed that. That's a pretty tall bridge to get over the Mississippi. But that was on our way to Whitney Plantation, and here's some shots of the power lines that just run out across the water there. So on the Whitney Plantation, it's historical. They have some museum. They have some of the buildings from the era, and it was pretty sobering to see how life appeared to be at that time and on plantations. They had a lot of information signs, showed our way around. They even had an on-site cemetery, which was pretty sad to look at as well, but to show how a lot of our medical and care was taken care of at that time. These are some of the housing, either shacks or the jail that they had there on the site. Some of these buildings were built by the tenants, and then these kettles were used for processing sugar, and they had a small rail where they moved product around on the property or on the plantation. Again, it's really nice to see how well they put together the history here to try to show future generations what some of our past and history had to go through. This was our hotel in Louisiana, in New Orleans. It's pretty unique that they had this open area in the middle of the hotel. In Alaska, we would normally use all the heated space that we could, but that was pretty unique. This was a building next door, and their fire escape was just kind of added onto the building. But streetcar use in New Orleans, pretty unique for us. We like seeing how the power lines are run and how the cars run back and forth. Quite a unique piece of history, and they're really kind of fun to ride on. So it rained for a few days while we were there, some pretty heavy rain, and that was also unique to us. But, I like seeing the rail cars, and I like seeing how they were integrated in the city's infrastructure. Only got to ride on them a couple times, but that was a neat piece of history. So I added in some more shots of railroad cars because, well, I had interest in it. It's pretty unique that they have a power pickup on either end, so when they go the other direction, they then lower one down and raise the other one up. It's pretty unique because, this was a Waymo that we saw in New Orleans. We did some Waymos in Los Angeles, so we were pretty surprised to see Waymo there in New Orleans. Some of the rails go right down through the middle of the street there. What's unique is that they their rails don't protrude in the ground very much. There's not much of a tripping hazard there at all. They have these little. This was Caesar's Casino, which was right there in New Orleans. That was kind of New Orleans, Louisiana is what NOLA stands for. That was something new for us as well, part of their marketing. So this was Caesar's, and then we went on the trolley car, but had some pretty unique historical features on the car. They have nice wood benches for the riders, and then this is where the driver operates the trolley on one end, and then when they go the other direction, they go to the other end and operate the trolley. So there's a driver's seat on either end of the trolley. This is a map that shows some of the St. Charles streetcar stops. I went and rode on that. This is some of the unique architecture we found in New Orleans. Then coming up is a shot of Bourbon Street during the day, and then it really lights up at night. A lot of neon signs, a lot of lights, a lot of flags. So it's really unique. Seems like they have a drink for every time of the day. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, they have some alcoholic drink. This here was some rain that I came across, and it was raining a bit. We don't get that much rain where we're at in the middle of Alaska. And I thought this was pretty heavy. It kind of filled up the gutters and made puddles at the crosswalk. Had quite a bit of flow, and I thought that was a lot of rain. But then it started to rain even harder, and it just dumped. And so I try to capture it here with the camera the best I can. I end up having to duck into a building because it just came downpouring. So I stepped into just a little covered doorway and tried to capture this. But the wind was blowing, and we're not used to being right next to the coast there, man. It sure did rain. So I went down to the World War II War Museum, which I really highly recommend to anybody that goes there. Pick up a piece of American history, and try not to forget. We should learn from history for our future endeavors. This was the National World War II Museum. This is for memorial or donations. People can put a loved one or a service member in bricks there. This is just the inside of a piece of this whole museum, and it's amazing. Some of these style aircraft, are still in use today in Alaska because they work good in our remote villages. So they had a really nice display. They had some neat movies that they put on there. One that was directed by Tom Hanks to help document about World War II, and it was really a nice place, and it was really great to be there during all that rain. So they had little bridgeways to go between their different buildings. Amazing thing is they had these aircraft and vehicles placed very nice in this setup. So I do encourage anybody, if you're going to New Orleans, to try taking the National World War II Museum. Hey, I see some more streetcars. I really enjoy seeing them, so I try to sprinkle some of that footage in here. This gray building was a customs building built by the government. This is some of the neon on some of the streets and the flags on Bourbon Street and other streets right in New Orleans. They have these barriers that they block off the roads in the night so then people can walk through the streets and go between the businesses. So these swing out and block. We did a lot of different eating in New Orleans, so we tried to document some of our meals here. Some really nice food. It was entertaining and enjoyable to try the different cuisine while we're in New Orleans. This here was a shrimp poor boy. Had to give that a try while in New Orleans, and this was an Alfredo. And they have drinks for every time of day, every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Here's one with cereal, Fruit Loops, milk, and punch. Just amazing that they can put alcohol in anything. And their bakeries were incredible as well. Here's a shot of some of the bakeries. Again, some of the architecture and the detail put in there. And this is how they barricade the streets. And they become pedestrian in the evenings. People just kind of meander around. And every morning, they come out and clean the streets and clean a lot of the streets. So you see a lot of pressure washers in the morning. And they have a lot of these overhead lights. So then we came home to Alaska. It's 27 below. We have some snow. We have to work get things dug out and get back to work again. So, just kind of shows you the contrast. When we were down in Louisiana, it was awfully warm. Come back to December in Alaska, we have snow and cold.
8 inches at our house since midnight. So Chris went out before me, and the tracks are filling in as we go. So hope everybody has a good day, drive safe,